Okay. Welcome to the mix. And of course, this is the Ethiopian Solomon, the Blessed One. And today we have with us a beautiful, fantabulous lady inside the studios. And today, this segment is called Solution Time, when we get to have a look at what's happening across the world, and we could approach it in a manner that will able to talk to the grassroots people to let them understand what we're talking about. And of course, some people out there feel like giving up right now. Remember that Artworks Blazing FM is right here for you and yours. We meet and greet you in the mighty name of the Most High Jah. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Indeed, we're going to be welcoming, of course, this beautiful lady in the studios of Artworks Lady Radio. We're going to be allowing her to introduce herself right about now. Welcome to the studios of Artworks Radio.
Thank you, Ken. Hello, everyone. How are you? Good afternoon. My name is Marilyn Williams. That's my real name, but people call me Misty Memphis. I am an expat who lives in the Grill now, retired school teacher from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
I found the Grill by way of vacation 20 years ago.
Yes.
Fell in love.
Yes.
And moved here about 10 years ago. And
Yes.
I made this my home ever since.
Yes.
For all of you out there, especially those in the diaspora who can't get home right now, thank you so much for loaning me your Jamaica for our time. I love her.
Great. And coming into the studio for the first time, I mean, you have a warm feeling, and the vibration is real. The vibe, is right to have you right here in the studio with us. Persons out there must be wondering, of course, a little bit about your whereabouts and, of course, where you're from, and how long you're in Negril, and such like about yourself. Talk to us about that.
Well, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I came here on vacation. And my relationship with the Jamaica in general basically started over in Ocho Rios.
Okay.
And then the Grill slowly seeped into my soul. And this is where I set my roots and first got an apartment and now a home.
Yeah.
And I'm here and I'm part of this community. I work tirelessly for this community. I have a Facebook group that I would love for everybody right now. If you're on Facebook, go on groups, type in
Yes.
Capital of Casual Negril Facebook Negril Jamaica. Capital of Casual Facebook Negril Jamaica.
Wow.
And join. When I get home, I wanna have to let 1,000 people in the door. But the mission is simple. I want you to choose Jamaica as your vacation destination. Once here, take that extra little hour, 30-minute drive over here to Negril, which is the best place.
Wow.
And once here, make it local.
Wow.
I try to get people out of those all-inclusives, out of the hotels on the beach, and out to local places to eat, drink, and be merry.
And be merry. Like that. Indeed. In case you just joined us, you're in tune to Artworks Blazing FM. And the lady is here with a lot of talk. And of course, vibrational talk and positive talk right here. Indeed. We'll take a look at Negril. I just suggest that, of course, Negril becomes, of course, your heartbeat. Indeed. And to be living in Negril, how much years now have you been in Negril?
I've been in Negril 10 years. 5 more seriously.
5 more seriously.
More seriously, more time. I want to say this. When COVID-19 hit,
Yes.
my family and friends panicked, and they wanted me to get on that last flight. Get out of there now. They're going to be overwhelmed. They can't take care of everybody. I said, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm going to stay right here with Jamaica.
Great.
Best choice I ever made.
Great.
Best choice. Look at me here and look at what was going on over there. Best choice I ever made.
Look at us now. Artworks Blazing FM in Negril. And of course, of course, where did you get this name? This is that you say is not your correct name, but how do you come around this name?
Okay, Misty Memphis.
Yeah, Misty Memphis.
Misty actually was a nickname that an old college boyfriend gave me, and I just always liked it. and Memphis is the town I'm from.
Oh,
So I put the two together, and that's how I'm known as Misty Memphis on the internet.
Mr. Memphis.
Yeah,
Okay,
Misty Memphis.
great, beautiful. Of course, looking at of course the Facebook now, as you name it, casual of course Negril, you said.
Capital of Casual,
Capital of
Facebook, Negril, Jamaica.
What inspired you to, of course, introduce this name on Facebook about Negril? What inspired you about this Facebook, fan?
I felt like I've been on several groups, and I had just had a bad experience on one of the groups and left it. And my friends and I were talking about the fact that maybe I should start one. And I thought about it, and a girlfriend actually came up with the name, Capital of Casual, which, if you don't know, is the nickname for Jamaica worldwide. Where Jamaica's known as the capital of casual, where people can put on shorts and a T-shirt and feel like they have on a tuxedo and an evening gown.
Oh, shit.
And so,
I like that. Yes.
the first year, I just really honored, to be honest with you, I did not know what I was doing. I just had a little social media thing going, and my friends and I were chatting.
Yeah.
When it came time for the first anniversary, I had it at Canoe Bar and Grill on the West End.
Yeah.
And nobody showed up but pure Jamaican people, pure Jamaican business people, dressed up business cards, ready to talk and network.
Yes.
And that's when it struck me that maybe they were who I should be representing, and maybe that was the purpose I should follow. So since that day, which we've only been in operation 3 years, so for the next 2 years, I made it my mission to work on attracting people to spend their money, put your money, your dollars, your tourist dollars in the hands of Jamaican people, not foreign entities who happen to operate here. I've loaded people up on buses and taken them to all the little small Jamaican-owned and operated bars on pub crawls. I constantly eat out myself at Jamaican-owned and operated restaurants, take pictures of my food, suggest that you go here. People who are on my group arrive with a notebook with a list of places they need to hit because Misty went there and she said it's good. And it's working.
Oh,
If you ask the people in the community, they will tell you Capital of Casual has boosted their business significantly. Oh, and let me add, not 1 penny is charged for this.
Oh.
Not 1 penny. They can advertise all they want. I promote them free. I don't take kickbacks. I don't take free meals. I don't take money. I don't take anything. Nothing. It's all for the people. I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm good. I'm just trying to give back. This is my thing.
So what you say you do in Jamaica here? What you do?
I'm a retired teacher, and I do Capital of Casual. I also am a moderator on Facebook Jamaica, which is a very, very fine group. It's a little more Jamaica-oriented than Capital of Casual, but it's very positive. We don't have any bad news on there. You know, there's plenty of places you can go find bad news. You don't need to come find it in those 2 spots. And just recently, I've been made a writer in residence for Black Travel Movement, which has about 500,000 members, and I'm writing travel articles, which, of course, the first one I wrote that was published was 10 places not to miss when you visit Jamaica.
That sounds interesting to me. And, of course, you're going to be talking about it on Artworks right here. We want to know. And persons out there must be saying, where are those places? The 10 most excited places in Jamaica that you want to go? Talk to us about it.
Oh, well, I don't know if I can remember all 10, but I know that oddly enough, now my editor changed it, but I had them in rank order 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the famous Dunn River Falls actually was my number 10. My number 1 was Pelican Bar. Pelican Bar in St. Elizabeth, owned by Floyd and his lovely lady.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
That was my number 1. But Lover's Leap was another one. I didn't go with of course YS Falls, I believe. And let's see, where else did I do? Firewater. I'm not quite sure. I don't have the article in front of me. Yeah. But I definitely remember Dunn River Falls and Pelican Bar. But
you're saying most of your likings, of course, that you you want to introduce to persons is more of from the western side of Jamaica.
Yes, it was more of the Jamaican owned and operated things. That's what I was pushing.
Okay, and you sure that
I did put Rick's Cafe in there because you kind of have to.
and you
Just
didn't,
you almost have to.
tell me yes that you did this. I'm going to ask this one. I'm going to ask you this
Okay.
one, and please tell me yes.
Okay, okay. Talk to me.
The Blue Mountain Peak in Jamaica.
Blue
Was it there?
Mountains.
Was it in your top 10?
I cannot. I think
Jesus.
I know I had Akampong Town in there.
Akampan Town wasn't
Yes,
there.
The Maroons.
But you're not certain of the Blue Mountain
I
that
don't-
you found the Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. My God.
Jamaican
I think you do. What?
The Blue Mountain coffee is wonderful, and I know
Yes.
two people who make excellent Blue Mountain coffee that people could check with. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my golly. It's a beautiful day, and of course to have Misty right inside the studios of Hotworks Blazing FM in Negril. Of course, this is your Turpic and Solomon, the Blessed One, and the segment of the show on Love Vibes is called Solution Time. Indeed. We're going to be taking a small break. Before we go to the break, I'm going to be asking you a little bit about this. Since you're so involved in the tourism department, since COVID-19 has come along, what would you say has happened to the tourism in Jamaica? Would you say we gotten a blow, or can we revamp from this situation and go back to where we're coming from? What do you think is the most damaging area in tourism? Is it COVID, or how we add inform persons out there about how we getting along right here? What do you think? What do you think going on in the tourism?
I wrote a piece about this the other day, and I cautioned people that the one biggest regret of my life is that I did not get my mother over here before she died.
Wow.
And my mother she was fine, and she went rather suddenly. I always thought I had time. Because I know my mother would have loved Jamaica. I know she would have.
Yes.
I was just about at the point where I was going to buy her ticket and bring her over here, and everything happened so suddenly.
Oh Jesus.
I also have lost one of my dear friends to COVID. So on Capital or Casual, many of my members are booking and canceling. I've had people cancel 2 and 3 trips. They keep trying it. The biggest reason I'm getting is in their fantasy world, they feel like if they wait long enough, all of this will go away. And it'll all be normal. It'll be back to the Jamaica they loved and the grill they loved, the travel ease that they love. They won't. Many of our Canadian friends, what's keeping them from coming is the fact that once they return to Canada, they have to be off work an additional 14 days and locked up in their homes simply because they traveled. Now, I'm not saying that that's not necessary, and the Canadian government is not looking out after its people. It's just the fact that this is what's keeping people from coming because, look, you need 2 weeks to be here, and then 2 weeks to be locked up once you get back home. So that's a month of vacation time. Not many working people have those kind of vacation days to burn.
Wow.
Some people are shy of the testing regulations. Some people are not clear about whether they can move around once they get here. And one day you hear that it's all right to move around the Brazilian corridor. The next day you hear you can't leave your hotel. So it's just so confusing. And the biggest thing, I think, is that tight window of 10 days to get your test done back, uploaded, and then get your travel authorization. It's just so complicated now. Hear me clearly. Not saying that it should not be. Not saying that these measures are not needed to protect the populace of Jamaica, of which I'm one. Hello. I want to keep living just like everybody else. So I want to be safe. I'm just saying that people have not yet adjusted to the change in their world, and they're spoiled.
Sport.
They're used to
They
what
get addicted.
they're used to what they're
to
used
that,
to,
yes.
and they don't like jumping through the new hoops.
They
So
don't like changes at
they
all.
feel if they stay home long enough and wait long enough, they'll get their world back that they're used to.
Wow. And
That's
it's
the
not gonna
biggest thing. I don't think so. I think we're going to have to readjust to a new world.
We have to do that. On that note, we're taking a small weenie break. And of course, don't you touch that remote, because we have much more coming up right here on Artworks Blazing FM. My special guest is Misty, and of course, she has much more to offer. Yes, indeed, 100% of love, indeed. Thank you very much, of course, Pinches there. And of course, but Ash to cut a beautiful song like that. But we have in the studio with us, of course, a very informative and entertaining and vibrant person right here with us. Indeed. Welcome forward, Mitzi. You have a bar in Jamaica called Misty Blue Bar.
How did you know about that? Actually, do you know it's named after me? No, I'm serious. It's named after me.
It's named after you?
Yeah, let me tell you the story.
Yes, go ahead.
I would walk most mornings, for exercise, and I saw this beginning of construction, and first I didn't know what it was going to be, and then pretty much you can tell the shape of a bar. And I went in every morning and asked the ladies who worked at the store if the owner had named the bar yet, and they would give me the Jamaican lady roll eye and shrug on me, don't know. So I know the owner. Finally caught him, and I said, "Look, David, have you named that bar yet?" And he said, "No, it doesn't have a name." And I said, "I want you to name it the Misty Blue."
Wow.
Misty for the mist over the blue mountains, and blue for the beautiful blue view from the ocean, from the bar.
Jesus.
And I asked him if he ever heard of an old R&B song called "My Whole World Turns Misty Blue."
Oh, yes.
And he said, "Yes, I know that song." And I love that song. And I said, "Okay, so what you're going to do is name the bar the Misty Blue, and we're going to play that song all day on opening day." And it actually happened.
It happened.
And let me say this, it leads back into our COVID discussion.
Yes.
Along with a whole lot of other places, it's currently closed. I have some friends in the bar industry, and this is the dilemma they told me. The bars closed very suddenly when they shut Jamaica down, and tourists all got on a plane and wholesale left.
Yes.
And there was curfew and no way to have a bar because you had to go home at 6 o'clock, whatever.
Yes.
They lost a lot of inventory. There's rules and regulations, and their beers and even their liquors have expiration dates on them. And my friends tell me that they either had to give away, quick sell, or throw away a huge amount of inventory.
Wow.
Then maybe a couple of months later, restrictions lifted a little bit, and we had sometimes 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock curfew, 11 o'clock at one time. They tried to do a little thing, have a little something going. So to restock for just a normal person with a little bar, it was extremely expensive.
Wow.
And now you got to get your JPS up and running again, and your electric and your freezer for your beer and everything. But you have a trickling of customers. It really is. They soon found it wasn't even worth it economically to have the bar open.
Yes.
So they closed them back down, and very few bars have been able to open and have a thriving business through this COVID-19 thing. So Misty Blue has been closed because she's a rather big bar with top shelf, high-end liquor and all that sort of thing. So and personnel. Somebody has to run it. They have security. They've got a chef over there, and it just wasn't economically feasible. So they've kept it closed until things change.
Just like that.
Just like that. But funny you should mention that bar, because it's actually named after me. And for those who don't know, it's on the parking lot of the locals call it the Icon, but it's really the Quality Traders, the big lime green supermarket on the West End, not far from the post office. That's where the Misty Blue Bar is located.
Wow.
We're going to open back up someday.
I think, of course, Mr. David needs to come at Artworks Radio and fund us some of our for that advertisement here.
Mr. David is my buddy.
Is your buddy?
It's my
Jesus.
buddy.
Jesus. On that note, I gotta say, of course, enough respect to the management and staff of Sunshine Village right here in Negril, one of the beautiful and the best historical complex in Jamaica. We also got to say good afternoon, Mr. Paul Bennett, indeed, the manager right here, and all the entrepreneur on location who having their business, indeed, stores, clothes store and all of that right here, indeed. We have banks. We did have banks, but now we have only one bank on location right here, right now.
And when the high-low leaves, I'm grieving.
You're grieving.
I'm grieving.
You're grieving.
The whole West End it should grieve because that's major.
Yes,
That's major.
yes. So all roads got to lead to, of course, Mr. David. Of course, Mr. David is close by there with his supermarket. So ILO, of course, we say, of course, you have done beautiful stuff, and of course, we love you. So we wish you could stay. All right, think about it.
In your new location.
Indeed. Anyway, we got to go back to the topic we was talking about, the COVID and, of course, tourism right here and how it has been affecting tourism in Jamaica and why and what you think we can do, and persons out there getting frustrated who used to depend on the tourism industry and to gain their income. What is going to be happening, especially all with the musicians and the artists used to be singing all across the hotels in Negril. What is going to be happening? We have to say it all across Jamaica because, of course, it's affecting not only just Jamaica but the world. And of course, the persons who will stop the tourists that is stop coming to Jamaica, where they are going now. And talk to us.
Mexico. That's where they're going. Mexico is the hot spot right now.
Mexico.
It's easy access, and I've been told that they underreport or don't make a big emphasis on reporting their number of COVID cases. Not saying it's that they're not happening, but they just downplay them. So the perception is that it's a lot safer, and it's a lot more. It's easier access than Jamaica right now.
I like when you say the perception. This is more safer. It's not necessarily the truth, but the perception.
A great deal of Canadian trade is going there right now.
Yes.
To Mexico.
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 Oh Jesus. And of course, we need to get it going right here in Jamaica. We need to do something about it. I don't know the bigger heads, the high authority. Of course, we here can pass on information, and I know a lot of them supposed to be listening to Artworks Radio right now, and to listen to some of the ideas that we have to pass down, and some of the things that we have to say for to the locals, because the locals are feeling it right now. What can you say to them to inspire them, Misty? Persons who used to work in the hotel, persons used to be selling stuff on the beach, the tour persons who have their car, the vehicle, and can't do no tours right now. What is happening in the homes? What is happening in their finance? Paying their bills? How can they get adjusted? What can they do?
All right. Speaking quite frankly,
Yeah.
this would, and let's take COVID out of the picture. Let's pretend it never happened.
Yes.
This time of year, starting with April forward until you get to, say, late November, is kind of down season in Jamaica anyway. This is when a lot of businesses would normally close and fix up and get ready for season and repaint and reupholster furniture and do the things they do. A lot of places close. A lot of businesses that are run on the beach by foreign entities close and come back and open back up when it's season.
Yes.
You know, the time-honored season. What everybody is holding their breath about right now is, what is season going to look like? I have no earthly idea what season is going to look like. One thing that's going to dictate season is, what are the rules and regulations going to be that are in place for getting in here? I don't want them to drop one thing. I'm not advocating dropping one thing. I think Jamaica has done an excellent job. They've used their heads. They are doing a great job of their requirements. I think it's a tightrope that the government is having to walk
It's a
to
very
keep their
tight
people
one.
safe, but yet and still make it accessible somewhat to people coming in.
Oh.
Attractive? Well, you don't have to worry about making Jamaica attractive. It's attractive.
It's attractive already.
And you have a dedicated population. On my group, Capital of Casual, Facebook, Negril Jamaica,
Yeah.
I have people grieving daily, like it's a funeral, that they can't come here. They are miserable.
Yes.
Trust me, they want to come. But there are
But-
various things keeping them from coming. Some people have fear of COVID testing. Some people have fear of getting their travel authorization in time.
Yeah.
There are too many stories out there of people having to cancel flights because the paperwork didn't come through. They didn't fill out the form correctly on the internet. The authorization didn't come through in time. And then once they get here, it's very unclear as to whether they are free to move around within the corridor or whether they have to spend their entire 14 days at this one hotel of choice and go nowhere else and eat nowhere else and drink nowhere else. Of course, there are no parties because we don't want people to gather.
Yes.
So we're not having the big events. I have to say right here, I'm not leaving here without saying that I'm personally grieving about Different Strokes. That is my party. Sean, Different Strokes, I love you. And I am heartbroken that
Yes.
Different Strokes can't keep. So it's too many factors out there. It's the unknown, and it's the fear of the unknown for them. It's always been there in the grill. They have their place, their hotel, their people, the person that picks them up, the person that cleans their room. They know everybody. They know where they want to go and do, and their world is turned upside down. So they don't know how to handle it.
Wow. And it's not going to change in just a twinkling of an eye.
No, sir.
So we got to learn to adjust. And of course, my, it's sad. But indeed, we are here at Artworks Radio. We're trying to do the best that what we have to do to encourage you guys that it's not all lost. Indeed, things is gonna get better. It's gonna get better. So have some patience, and of course, we're gonna be giving you the information that you need. And I think persons out there just need a consistent information. They don't need information all over the place that they say they're going to do this today and tomorrow then they want to do another thing. It's kind of confusing. So what do you think Mexico, you suggest that Mexico is getting persons right now for tourism and of course not Jamaica. What Mexico is doing different from Jamaica? Why of course persons want to go to Mexico?
I'm not real up on the mechanics of it, but evidently it must be easier to get in there. It's an easier in and out. It's got pretty water. It's got warm weather. It has food. It has drink. Most people are probably going to the all-inclusives down in Mexico. They just want, it's a moment to get away from Pittsburgh, New York, Chicago, Canada. It's starting to get cold up in Canada now. One of my members posted about that first snow. So they want to run somewhere. And right now, Jamaica is not as accessible to them as it has been. So they're running to Mexico. All of my information is Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
You can go to Puerto Rico and Costa Rica and maybe a couple of other places, but there's not that many choices, which you think would work to Jamaica's advantage. But right now, people are a little bit Jamaica shy. However, I'm hearing that the all-inclusives in Jamaica have a very healthy little occupancy rate right now, especially for this time of year.
Yes.
Yeah, but the all-inclusives are marketing themselves as a COVID bubble.
COVID bubble.
COVID bubble.
What is that COVID bubble? That's a person out there who wants to understand, because the normal people here know COVID bubble doesn't understand what you're saying.
All right, all-inclusives have always marketed themselves in a subliminal way as a safety bubble. You know, come here, stay with us, nothing's going to happen to you. You're going to be fine. You're going to see to it that you're safe.
Yes.
Well, just expand that to COVID. They've put in all of their safety measures, which a lot of other businesses in Jamaica did as well.
Yes.
But there's just something about being in this environment when you know all the people have been tested and you're tested coming in and you don't go anywhere else. So in your mind, you're safe.
You're safe.
You do your vacation, you get your tan, you eat all you want, drink all you want, and go on back to Canada, United States, or wherever you're from. So the all-inclusive, so I've been told, I'm not saying they're jam-packed, but
Yes.
but that is generally where people tend to be going now in Jamaica rather than the standalone hotels, which is hurting local business.
Wow, wow, wow. Indeed, nice, nice, nice. I am so surprised about even going back to the Mitzi bar that you suggested to me that, of course, it got a name from you and all of that. And it's very interesting, so much different information right here, Avenue on the show. In case you just joined us, you're in tune to Artworks Blazing FM with your Turpic and Solomon, the Blessed One on the show. It's Love Vibes, and this segment is Solution Time. And of course, we have a beautiful Mitzi, and she's cool, calm, and collective. 3C, CCC, right here indeed. She's here with us. And of course, we're going to be taking a little break. And then, of course, when we come forward, we're going to be hitting you with much more right here indeed. Soon come. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Beautiful song right here indeed. From the Banner family, Richie Spice himself, right here on Artworks Radio, Blazing FM, and the show Love Vibes. And of course, we having a good vibes right here in the studio with Mitzi.
I'm vibing.
And of course, go ahead.
I said I'm vibing. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the love.
Yes. And that's why we call it Love Vibes. It's all about L to the O to the V and to the E for you and for me. Absolutely fantabulous words. And of course, we are here just building the vibes and giving the information and talking it real. Yeah, man. We are talking the thing real talk right here indeed. And absolutely, we left off was talking about, of course, Mexico and the tourism and all of that. And the thing that it hit in me, I got a text message right here, of course, I think from it's Roy. And Roy is saying that he wants to see something happen for the persons the locals who have been doing their business and through the tourism industry and not doing anything right now. What can be done for them, and what can we do? I don't know. I don't want to put Mitzi on the line like that. She has a lot of ideas, and she's seen what is happening, and I don't know if she can come up with something. What can you say to them?
Well, here's the thing. I think that the average Jamaican probably wishes that Jamaica had a more vested industry other than tourism, that there were more outsourced incomes without this heavy dependency on tourism and remittances.
Yes.
Really make up the majority of the Jamaican economy. Your folks that go abroad and send money back home, and tourism itself. If you're a Jamaican who's working outside of the tourism industry, you probably consider it quite a nuisance in a way.
Yes.
It's not germane to you, it's not germane to your living, and you may be somewhat resentful of it. Jamaica is a beautiful place, and some people are willing to share it, and others wish that they could just keep it to themselves.
Wow.
That's just the bottom line.
Wow.
I can understand both points of view. And let me say that I'm humbled personally, and thank everyone for giving me a little bitty piece of your country and letting me share it with you during this time in my life.
Yes.
Because it absolutely has become the best part of my life.
Oh, Jesus.
The best part.
I
feel like everything that I worked for up to this point has led to this magical place that I am privileged to be a small part of. And don't think that every single day that I don't wake up, I'm not grateful, blessed, and honored to even be here.
Wow.
I've survived breast cancer twice.
Yes.
And and I always felt like my healing was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always felt like my healing was here.
And did you got it?
Well, so far so good. I'm 3 years out from the last incident, and
Nothing happened.
and I'm so far so good. I'm
Oh,
doing the guinea hen root, soursop bark, CBD oil with THC. Everything they throw at me, they say that works for breast cancer. I'm doing it. So,
oh.
and
So far,
I
so
feel
good.
fantastic.
So far, so
Yeah,
good.
I feel fantastic.
Jamaica, man.
But I am convinced that the healing for these things is in this country.
Is in
Not
this
to
country.
mention keeping a calm and happy spirit. That helps a lot.
Yes, yes.
Which I
Laughing
am
and
about
talking.
90% of the time.
Great. And saying that, I must ask you this question. What do you enjoy mostly about Jamaica?
I enjoy really the culture. That's my number one thing. As an African American,
Uh-huh.
I feel that we don't have a culture. Our culture was stolen from us, beaten out of us, taken out of us. Now you could make a point that we had slavery in Jamaica as well,
Yes.
but it was a different form of slavery. It was an absentee form of slavery because the British did not like the climate here, so they would set up a plantation, but they wouldn't dwell here as much as in the American experience.
Yes.
But here's the bigger difference. When slavery ended,
Yes.
you were freed in a group where you were the majority. You were the racial majority. So you just were freed, and then you started to develop a country. We who were freed in America had to assimilate and get in where we fit in and try to be a reflection of white society and what was acceptable.
Yes.
You didn't have that burden on you. You didn't have that burden on you. You just flourished as a people. If you trace many of your Jamaican cultural experiences, the foods you eat, the music, the way you are, you can trace it straight back to Mother Africa because the chain wasn't broken as much for you as it was for us.
Wow.
So when I look at things like Nanites and I look at Duppies and I look at I look at
You look at Miss Lou and
the John what's it called, Junkanu?
Jankanu, yeah.
John Canoe,
Yeah, Christmas.
and all of the honored traditions that you have, your pudding, your sorrow, all the things that you have to have bun and cheese at Easter. You just
Yes.
have a set culture,
Yes.
and I sit at your feet and I worship at your feet
Yes.
for wishing that I had what you have.
Yes.
And I sit and I take the crumbs from the table and I try to enjoy it when I can. I know it's not mine. I know I can't steal it, but I sure can let it,
Share it.
reflect off of me and share it. And I study every day, just like I'm studying at a university, to learn things about Jamaican culture.
Wow.
And it's a lifelong experience, and probably till they lay me down in my grave, I won't know everything there is to know.
Wow. That's so beautiful.
It's like reading a beautiful book.
You speak and you let goose pimples all over my goodie. Yes,
You
just
don't
like
know
that.
how blessed you are.
When you talk about Jamaica.
But then you take a Jamaican person and they might not have anything. But the
Yes.
one thing you cannot take away from them is what's two things. You can't, I am a Jamaican
I am a Jamaican.
and I have a culture.
And I have a culture. Oh my golly, thank you very much. I gotta beat my chest. Thank you very much. You put goose pimples all over my goodie just to be talking about Jamaica like that. And not to mention about the music, the reggae music in Jamaica. Do you love the reggae music also?
Of course I do. Right now, my two favorites, I'm loving Chronics, I'm loving Coffee,
Yes.
and I'm loving Christopher Martin.
Oh,
And-
good old Christopher Martin from Rising
And
Star.
Jar Cure, and I love me some Romaine Virgo. I so hate he married that girl. I wanted to marry him.
Who's that?
Romaine Virgo.
Roman Virgo? What am
I have the worst crush on Romaine Virgo. Oh my God, that boy is everything.
Oh,
I'm
is
too
he-
old for him, but hey, a girl can dream. Inside, you're still 16.
Yes, you feel just as the way how you live, and if you know, age is just a number, and if you are 102 and you
Tell that
feel
to my hips and my knees. Age is just a number. They would tend to disagree with you. How I have to say that over here in Jamaica, everything hurts less.
yes,
And I have friends who have allergies and sinus problems. All of that goes away when they're in Jamaica.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, the climate is here, tropical climate in Jamaica. And of course, there's a lot of blessing right here indeed. There's a spiritual intervention when you come to Jamaica
Yes,
because the
Lord.
spiritual intervention
Yes,
teach
Lord.
you about the roots that you're supposed to be getting. Of course, the plants in Jamaica, some call some say marijuana, do this, and of course this kind of bush do that. I have a bush doctor, a brethren, he's a Rasta man, and there's nothing that happened to you that he doesn't run into the bush and come with something, a plant that said this is a cure.
Yeah.
I always tell visitors this, when they come to Jamaica, that of course they say to me that, and they like to hear this thing say, in Jamaica there is no problem. And I said to them, say, you know why they say in Jamaica no problem? No problem, man. Problem is everywhere. Problem is Jamaica, but every problem there is a solution or somebody in Jamaica that have the solution for that
There's
problem.
a bush for that.
There's a
And if
bush.
all else fails, just rub some rum on your forehead.
Just rub a little rum.
Just rub a little rum.
On your forehead, and that's it. You're feeling good again, like you're just
16.
years old. I was gonna say 6, but you said 16.
16.
Oh,
16 is
Jesus.
the going age for
Yes.
perfection.
Yes, perfection. Thank you very much indeed. And of course, time flies when we're having fun, eh? And we gotta say cha-cha it at with us. Of course, we have come to a pause because we have to have a part 2 of this little chit chat with Mitzi. And of course, we're going to be giving Mitzi 30 seconds to just, of course, do a little motivational talk, inspirational talk to persons out there listening right now. Indeed.
Okay, my first thing is get on Facebook and join Capital of Casual, Facebook Negril Jamaica. Be sure you're joining the right one because somebody here started a group with my same name.
Copy carbon.
Yeah. It's just called Capital of Casual. Mine is Capital of Casual, Facebook,
Yes.
Negril Jamaica. When I get home, I want to have to clear at least 1,000 people,
Wow.
new members. You won't regret it. It's very entertaining, very positive, and it promotes Jamaican-owned and operated businesses.
Yes,
Free.
indeed. Yes,
Free.
indeed.
I don't charge anybody anything. It's my gift back to Jamaica because Jamaica has given so much to me. Jamaica is saving my life. What price can you put on a life?
Wow. So true. Beautiful, of course, to have you on the show.
I
And-
enjoyed it.
And I full joy it. Indeed.
Especially everybody in the diaspora. I take care of your Jamaica for you until you get back.
Okay, especially to my friends in UK, Aisha, who have it locked in right now, and of course Merelda in USA. And I gotta say thumbs up to all my peeps in Africa who have it locked in right now, and my special friend in USA, indeed, Nicole, who suggests that, of course, Solomon, I always love how you talk to people on the radio, and of course, no difference with Mitzi right here, indeed. Bless yourself every time, Mitzi.
Oh, you're
indeed.
easy to talk to, baby. You're easy. You're very easy.
Enough love. And to be a part, of course, if you want to be a sponsor or advertise on Hotworks radio station, you can call us right here at 1-876-582-2704. That will open the door. And we're streaming live on our website all across the world at www.artworksblazing.com. Right here indeed. Anywhere, everywhere. Artworks Radio. The voice of love. Thank you very much, and talk to you next week, same place, for another beautiful show. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Every time. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Then whom shall I fear? I do nothing without the Almighty God. Love you every time. See you next week, same place.
Good man, feel live good, just the way them should.